Not intended for residents of Texas or Massachusetts, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
You've got to wonder why not.
Well, I can see why Texas may not want.
Hello. Do you like Pokemon?
No.
Do you like to shoot things?
Yes.
Do you like massively multiplayer online RPGs?
Yes. Unless I had to spend my first 10 hours killing rabbits just to level up, then the answer would be no.
Well, today's episode of X-Play has a little something for everyone. Marines, collectible critters, and a review of Guild Wars, the MMORPG for people who don't like MMORPGs.
Plus, something truly strange, a review of Samurai Western.
Because sometimes one genre just isn't enough.
But we kick things off with a shooter so violent, even we were excited to play it.
You play as a secret agent who keeps his covert mission hush-hush by blowing things up and blanketing the noise with the screams of the dying.
It's a really great plan. Here's a review of Cold Winter.
Now, there aren't many above-average shooters for the PS2, so you might find yourself settling for Cold Winter.
But only do that if you've already played the two good shooters for the PS2, Project Snowblind and Killzone.
Or if you have a computer, play Half-Life 2 or Far Cry or any of the other flawless shooters that can be found on your PC. Just a thought.
Morgan likes shooting things using her mouse.
That's because death is prettier on the PC. And almost anything is prettier than the GBA these days.
True. Now, while the DS and PSP have better graphics, the GBA owners have nothing to worry about. Like the mother of octuplets on a delivery room table, Nintendo is still popping out a ton of kid-friendly titles for this tiny handheld.
Isn't that how Natalie Portman died in episode 3?
No, she died of apathy and bad dialogue poisoning.
Oh, right. Okay, well, kid-friendly doesn't always equal original or fun.
Which is why we have to review yet another Pokemon game for the Game Boy Advance. Yes, another one.
Here's a review of Pokemon Emerald.
Don't wake me.
I finished the review already. They're Pokemon. You catch them and you fight them. Ryan, it's not like we can't just run the last Pokemon review.
Well, look at you busting out the Tropius and Combuskin talk.
Because I've reviewed too many damn Pokemon games. I've got Bulbasaurs coming out of my Pokeballs.
Morgan, please stop talking about your Pokeballs. It's indecent.
Well, look, if you need to play this game, don't buy it. Rent it somewhere like Gamefly.com.
They have hundreds of games for you to rent or buy, so you can spend your money on important things like blow-up dolls and therapy sessions. What?
Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb be always at your back.
I'm not sure if you want Sessler at your back.
There's worse places I could be, like, clutching onto your ankles or something, Welcome back to X-Play, the show that exists so socially awkward fanboys have someone to feel superior to.
If you write us a scathing email, but you do it wearing an XXL Dragon Ball Z shirt and a cloak of loneliness, that, my friends, is a hollow victory.
But listen, let's get serious for a minute.
$1 Million Baby serious.
America is going through a rough time, and in this politically conflicted era of war and international strife, an era that sees our countrymen stationed in a faraway and dangerous land, all people want is a little escapism, something to take their minds off the grim realities of our modern world.
So Destiny Games made a first-person shooter where you play as Marines stationed in the Middle East.
Yep. Here's a review of First to Fight.
At the end, you kickbox Osama bin Laden. I know it sounds fun, but the game managed to make even that buggy and uncontrollable.
The only thing that would have made it worse is if it had unlockable pictures of Saddam in his underwear. Thank you, New York Post, for scarring me with that. I never want to see dictatorial nut huggers again.
Went multi-platinum. It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Can't wait for the dance remix.
Oh, I can.
Welcome back to X-Play, the show that exists so you don't have to actually read reviews.
Because reading is hard. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some proofs to devour with my eyes.
Yeah, before you do, could you intro the next game?
I suppose remembering some things past can hold off for one more moment. All right. This next game is a massively multiplayer online roleplay. Oh, it just exhausts me to say that term.
But unlike other MMORPGs, this one has no monthly fees. So rejoice, cheap bastards.
Here's a review of Guild Wars. Now, where did I leave my monocle? Can you see? Now, because there is a level 20 cap on your character's development, You can actually go into player versus player realms as a noob and not get slaughtered by some level 43 fanboy who never leaves his home computer.
On the other hand, if you're usually that level 43 fanboy, you will absolutely hate this game.
But then, you're probably full of hate anyway, since you've never left the warm glow of your monitor to enjoy the sweet release of a woman's embrace. I know I haven't.
Don't look at me.
Morgan Webb is strictly prohibited.
And such duplication will result in you being chased by Interpol. The organization, not the band. If that were the case, it would look like a monkey's video.
Welcome back to X-Play. Like Sir Edmund Hillary reaching the peak of Everest, we've reached the final game review of the show.
And what a game it is. In a clear sign the developers have run out of game ideas, the people behind Samurai Western have combined samurai games and Western games into one potentially underwhelming package.
Will this one have you firing your 6-shooter in the air with joy or sticking a katana in your gut in an act of disappointed seppuku?
Find out in our review of Samurai Western. Samurai Western, not very good. However, Adam and I thought up a couple of other genre blending games we'd like to see.
For example, prehistoric police procedural,
Werewolf musical.
courtroom drama, shark attack,
Ooh, I like that. Zombie ER.
flesh-eating bacteria love story.
Oh, educational bear mauling.
You know, I don't know that bear mauling is a genre per se, but damn, it doesn't sound like something I'd like to play.
Good night.
Get outdoors! The fresh air will blow the stink off you. But don't leave home without the best in summer swag. It's up